Imagine holding the highest political office in a nation of over 1 billion people. Now picture waking up in the pitch black before dawn, hauling a heavy stack of newspapers through narrow streets just to help your family survive. That was the trajectory of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the 11th president of India. He grew up in the small coastal town of Rameshwaram. His family operated a boat service. This modest living meant Abdul had to pull his weight financially before ever entering a classroom. There was a massive gap between his daily reality of counting change and his skyward obsession. He wanted to fly and serve his country, even when circumstances suggested he'd stay grounded. So how exactly does a newspaper delivery boy build a bridge to national leadership? He attributed this rise to a specific 3-part sequence that he believed anyone could replicate. This model tracks his philosophy. You begin with a dream. That dream translates into thoughts, and thoughts result in action. That first step is required, but without pushing the dream through the sequence, it remains static. For Kalam, the thought phase meant intense, unrelenting academic discipline. He tunneled every ounce of his childhood ambition into his studies, using education to move out of poverty and earn degrees in physics and aerospace engineering. This propelled him into the demanding world of aerospace research, requiring thousands of hours of complex mathematics, blueprinting, and testing. Every equation he solved was targeted at building his country's technological independence, looking far beyond mere academic credit. That rigorous scientific training was the engine he used to move from the streets of Rameswaram into the inner circles of national power. But thoughts must become tangible. This is where Kalam's sequence hits the final variable, action. His theoretical work materialized on the launch pad. He directed the project that successfully deployed the Rohini satellite into orbit, proving India's capability in space. Simultaneously, he led the nation's missile development programs, overseeing the engineering of the Agni and Prithvi ballistic missiles. This physical application of his engineering earned him the title the Missile Man of India. He had realized his childhood goal of flying high and protecting his country. Through individual, applied scientific labor, he had reshaped the geopolitical defense capabilities of his entire nation. By 2002, the final result of his lifelong work had materialized. Dr. Abdul Kalam was elected as the 11th president of India, moving his office into the Rashtrapati Bhawan. The boy who once delivered newspapers was now the head of state for 1/6 of the world's population. Kalam maintained his identity even at this level of authority, staying rooted in the same principles he held as a child. Despite his success as a scientist and president, he identified primarily as a teacher. He spent his presidency and his later years in classrooms, speaking directly to millions of students across the country. He left them with the same sequence that guided his own life. Dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result in action. Kalam's career stands as empirical proof. A massive ambition, when pushed through disciplined execution, creates its own reality. That same process is available to you. To see more stories of high-level execution, like, share, and subscribe.